Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. So I just have not been feeling my really best these past few days, so I didn't do a mini message. But alhamdulillah, I feel like I've been thinking about a lot of things, and this is not, I don't want to say this is necessarily upfront motivational, but this is definitely a reality check, and I think that long term it could be something motivational, which is why I'm sharing it. But it's definitely dark, so if you're like not in the mood to hear something a little bit dark right now, don't listen to these. So I'm always really open about like the things that I struggle with and stuff, and the things that I feel like I could be and do better at as a Muslim, because I just feel like just because you're on social media doesn't mean you act like you don't struggle with stuff. I always say that. No cliche stuff, but like, the last few days I feel like I've been thinking more, and I'm like, I'm really not happy with how little at times I think about death. And I feel like a lot of people don't upfront and blatantly say that, because then it makes you look weird, or people don't like to admit when they like struggle with stuff in their deen. People just have low iman. But I'm pretty good at pinpointing what I think I can use help in. And I feel like that was something that I started to think a lot about. I feel like a lot of times, like, of course, when we talk about thinking about death, like, of course, even like, those thoughts cross our mind that, like, okay, like, there's a day of judgment, and, like, I'm gonna be in my grave soon, and it's a very, very long time, and how is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gonna see this, and am I doing something bad, am I doing something good, should I do this, should I not do this? Like, those thoughts, yes, like, those thoughts do come, alhamdulillah, but I feel like a lot of times I don't deepen it. Like, like, it's one thing to know and say, yeah, bro, like, day of judgment's long. It's another thing to be like, it's long. What am I going to do about it? And I feel like those thoughts were already racing in my mind. And it was like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent me this sign in a way that just kind of got me thinking about it even more. So yesterday, I met up with a friend, and I feel like just talking to her really gave me that reminder and that sign again. And so, like, she was at my house a while ago, a couple days back, and everything was great. And then yesterday when I met up with her, she was talking to me about how someone passed away in her family. Like, literally the day before. And like, she got a phone call at school. They're like, oh, so and so of your family member passed away. May Allah have mercy on them and bless them with high strength in Jannah. Ameen. And she was talking about how it was so hard, and it's just so weird because she doesn't know this person that well, but there's this emptiness in the figure of who that person was in her life and who that person is in her family. And she said this one thing to me which really just like slapped me in the face. And she said, what's so weird is that all the parent figures in my family, whether that's grandma, aunts, uncles, whatever, they have outlived so many of their children. Like, they're 80 and their children could be 30, but some of their children have passed away. And you know how people said death doesn't discriminate? It really doesn't discriminate by age. There's no generalization. You can go whenever. But I feel like thinking about that, it kind of gets you going in a way. And I feel like one of the things that I think about is, inshallah, you do, and maybe, right now you even do have a good relationship with Allah. And I feel like a good relationship with Allah obviously has like that hope and that love and that emotional factor in it. But I feel like it's really important to still have that healthy fear of Allah, despite how good or emotionally invested and, like, as close as you might feel. I think that a healthy fear should be there no matter what. Because if it leaves you, you stop thinking about death. You stop thinking about those things. And it's something that I feel like you should just never not stop thinking about. I don't know. Am I rambling? Am I making sense? Am I talking to myself in my car? Maybe. But I hope y'all get what I'm saying. It's weird, and it's like one of those things that you really can't control, so you might as well try your best to be ready for it and have healthy level of fear and whatnot for it. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Assalamu alaikum.